At number 10, the Ford Edsel. This car is the poster child for automotive failure. Ford invested over $250 million, that's more than $2 billion today, expecting it to dominate the mid-price market. Instead, it became a punchline. The Edsel featured a 361 cubic inch V8 engine, producing 303 horsepower, but that power couldn't overcome its controversial vertical grille design that buyers absolutely hated. Beyond looks, quality control was abysmal. Push-button transmissions failed constantly, oil leaks were rampant, and paint peeled off within months. Ford expected to sell 200,000 units in year one. They barely moved 65,000. By 1960, the Edsel was dead, having lost Ford hundreds of millions. It remains one of history's greatest business failures, and a reminder that hype without substance leads to disaster. Number 9. The Chrysler Windsor. Chrysler's 1957 redesign looked stunning with its forward-thinking fins and low profile, powered by a 354 cubic inch V8 making 285 horsepower. But underneath that beautiful exterior was a nightmare. These cars were rushed to production with catastrophic consequences. Body panels rusted within the first year, electrical systems failed regularly, and torsion bar suspension developed problems almost immediately. Owners reported water leaks, doors that wouldn't close properly, and paint that bubbled and flaked. The 1957 and 1958 Chryslers are considered some of the worst-built American cars ever made. Consumer Reports even warned buyers to avoid them entirely. What should have been Chrysler's triumph became a quality control disaster that damaged the brand's reputation for decades. At number 8, the 1957 to 1959 Pontiac Chieftain. Pontiac's bread-and-butter model received a dramatic redesign for 1957, featuring bold styling and engines ranging from a 347 cubic inch V8 producing 227 horsepower up to 290 horsepower in higher trims. It looked modern and powerful, but underneath was a nightmare of quality control failures. These Pontiacs shared the same rushed production problems that plagued all GM's 1957 models: premature rust, electrical system failures, and shoddy assembly. The Chieftain's complex Strato-Streak V8 engine developed valve train problems, oil leaks were common, and the hydromatic transmission had reliability issues. Body panels didn't align properly, chrome peeled off quickly, and interior trim fell apart. Water leaked through poorly sealed windshields and door seals. Pontiac dealers were overwhelmed with warranty claims, and resale values plummeted as word spread about quality problems. The Chieftain's failures tarnished Pontiac's reputation during a critical period when the brand was trying to shed its stodgy image. Number 7. The Renault Dauphine. This French import arrived in America in 1956, powered by a tiny 845cc engine producing just 27 horsepower. Renault marketed it as economical and practical, and Americans initially bought in. Sales peaked in over 100,000 units annually. But owners quickly discovered why cheap doesn't always mean good value. The Dauphine's engine was breathtakingly slow, taking over 30 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour. Worse than the performance was the reliability. These cars rusted at an alarming rate, even in dry climates. Electrical systems failed constantly, engines overheated in traffic, and the 4-speed manual transmission was notoriously bulky. By 1960, Consumer Reports called it one of the worst cars available in America. Within a few years, Renault's reputation was destroyed, and the Dauphine became synonymous with automotive misery. At number 6, the 1957 to 1958 Dodge Custom Royal. Like its Chrysler cousins, the 1957 Dodge received a dramatic redesign with soaring tailfins and a 325 cubic inch V8 producing up to 310 horsepower. It looked fantastic and performed well when it worked. The key phrase being, when it worked. These Dodges suffered from the same rushed production issues that plagued all 1957 Chrysler products.
Body rust started within months, not years. Electrical gremlins were constant companions. The torque flight automatic transmission, usually reliable, had issues in these early models. Paint quality was so poor that cars looked years old after just one season. Dodge dealers were overwhelmed with warranty claims, and resale values plummeted. What should have been a high point for Dodge became a low point that buyers remembered for generations. At number 5, the 1958 to 1960 Ford Thunderbird. Wait, the T-Bird made this list? Yes, and here's why. The original 1955 to 1957 Thunderbird was a nimble two-seater that competed with Corvette. For 1958, Ford transformed it into a bloated four-seater that gained 800 pounds and lost its soul. The 352 cubic inch V8 produced 300 horsepower, but had to haul around 3,900 pounds of car. These Thunderbirds were plagued with quality issues. Complex retractable hardtops frequently jammed, electrical accessories failed regularly, and the sophisticated suspension developed problems. More importantly, enthusiasts hated it. The Thunderbird went from sports car to luxury cruiser, abandoning the buyers who made it famous. While it sold better than the two-seater, it destroyed the Thunderbird's performance reputation and left a generation of fans disappointed.
At number 4, the Plymouth Fury. Another victim of Chrysler's disastrous 1957 redesign, the Fury featured aggressive styling and a 318 cubic inch V8 making up to 290 horsepower. On paper, it was impressive. In reality, it was a maintenance nightmare that rusted before your eyes. These Plymouths shared all the quality control disasters of their Chrysler and Dodge siblings: premature rust, electrical failures, and build quality that was unacceptable even by 1950 standards. What made the Fury's failure worse was that Plymouth had built a solid reputation for reliability and value. The 1957 to 1959 models destroyed decades of goodwill practically overnight. Owners watched their new cars deteriorate rapidly. Dealers couldn't keep up with warranty work, and Plymouth's market share began a decline that would last for decades. The Fury proved that even established brands can fall fast when quality collapses. Number 3, the Mercury Turnpike Cruiser. Mercury's flagship model was supposed to showcase futuristic technology and luxury, powered by a 368 cubic inch V8 producing 290 horsepower. It featured a retractable rear window, push-button controls, and a dashboard that looked like a spaceship cockpit. The problem? Almost nothing worked reliably. The complex retractable rear window mechanism jammed constantly, requiring expensive repairs that dealers struggled to fix. The elaborate push-button transmission controls malfunctioned regularly, leaving drivers stranded. The air suspension system, borrowed from problematic designs, leaked and failed, causing the car to sag unevenly. Build quality was poor even by 1950 standards, with electrical gremlins, water leaks, and rattles plaguing owners from day one. At nearly $4,000, buyers expected perfection, but got a maintenance nightmare. Sales collapsed after the first year, and the Turnpike Cruiser was quietly discontinued, remembered as Mercury's most spectacular failure of the decade. At number 2, the Nash Ambassador. By 1957, Nash had merged with Hudson to form American Motors, and the Ambassador represented their attempt to compete with the Big Three. It featured a 327 cubic inch V8 producing 270 horsepower, an unusual styling that Nash called distinctive. Buyers called it awkward and strange, with bulbous proportions and a face only a designer could love. Beyond the controversial looks, these cars suffered from poor assembly quality, weak body structure that flexed and squeaked, and reliability issues that frustrated owners. The Nash brand was dying, and the Ambassador couldn't save it. By 1958, The Nash name was dropped entirely, replaced by Rambler branding. The Ambassador limped along but never recovered from its troubled launch. It proved that merging struggling companies doesn't guarantee success. Sometimes it just combines their problems. And at number 1, the 1959 to 1960 Chevrolet El Camino. Chevrolet's first attempt at mixing a car with a truck bed was a confused mess that satisfied nobody. Built on the full-size Impala platform, it featured engines ranging from a 235 cubic inch six-cylinder to a 348 cubic inch V8 producing 315 horsepower. Sounds good, right? Wrong. The El Camino was too big and heavy to be a practical truck, yet too truck-like to be a comfortable car. The bed was too small for serious work, just 77 inches long, making it useless for contractors. Car buyers hated the awkward proportions and lack of rear seats. Truck buyers rejected it as a pretender. Sales were catastrophic. Only 22,246 units sold over 2 years. Chevrolet pulled the plug in 1960, and the El Camino disappeared until 1964, when it returned on the mid-size Chevelle platform and finally made sense. The first-generation El Camino proved that identity crisis vehicles fail spectacularly when they try to be everything and end up being nothing.